the stock market morning prep video for Tuesday, August 5th. We get that bounce that we're looking for. Dow Jones up 75, Nasdaq up 31, S&P and Russell up just about under 0.7%. Closing Russell closing up 996 and the S&P closing up $13.84. So we get that little bounce with the help of Mutual Fund Monday retail inflows that are coming in. And again, we talked about mutual fund inflows coming in usually on the first, maybe a day early, and then kind of extending going into today. Now, that's the big ticket. Where do we go from here? We're looking for that bounce. We got the bounce. The indicators are telling us that we should bounce, but they're nowhere near on buy signals. The moving averages have bearish symmetry and is starting to curl over, telling us that momentum has shifted now to the downside. In the short term, the larger picture, the longer term picture is well intact, and I don't think that you're gonna, unless obviously, guys, things do change. But if everything were to stay status quo between now and the end of the year, I say you see S&P probably 2100 and change. But now we're dealing with today and tomorrow and the next few weeks. So far the analysis has been pretty good. We've thinking about getting that little pop. And yesterday it was just that, a little pop. There was no conviction to the upside. Some of the oversold names bounced yesterday. But prior to that, the markets were very, very soft in the morning. So we were up about 6-7 handles when I was making the video early on. And we ended up down 4 handles, 3-4 handles, pretty much the first get-go out of the opening. And then right around 10:30, we started drifting higher. So very weak. I do think we're going to see some further downside, and we got to get the mutual fund inflows out of the way, and it really should subside today. In a perfect world, what I'd like to see us get some follow through to the upside today, right into late afternoon, and the market start to sell off and close at or near its opening, and if not, go lower. That's a perfect world. Okay, do I suspect that? It's possible. I've seen it many times before. However, I'd like to see at least the worst case scenario I'd like to see is a little bit of a follow through bounce today, going into like 10:30ish, and then we start really just chopping around and starting to break down a little bit, and then sell off into the close. If we get that strong push higher yet again, does that mean that the downtrend the downtrend is over? No, but that's what I'd like to see. But so far, it's setting up to be a perfect short to rally type play. And then let's just go right through the indicators. Just a couple I'm going to show you. The other ones are still on full-fledged sell signals, like the bullish percent SPX. The McClellan Oscillator gave us a buy yesterday. We have now closed back into the Bollinger Bands. So that's why I'm saying that maybe we get a little bit of a push into that 20 period in between the Bollinger Band, and then look for additional selling coming through. So we are down here in oversold territory, but yet we closed inside the band. So that actually marks as a buy signal. So let's see what happens. Again, we take it one step at a time, and we're just trading intraday right now. We're not looking for any swing trades because it's not really worth the risk at the moment, holding that risk overnight. Stocks above the 50-day moving average. As you can see, my lines here, they've never moved right to the penny, and now we've bounced. So I think we bounced maybe back into this 50%, maybe even back in here, and then fail again. Looking for something like this, back up and then fail. So that's what we're looking for in some of the indicators. They haven't changed, so I do think that I suspect that we would see some further downside once this little dead cat bounce is out of the way, and that's really what I'm calling it. There was nothing exciting about the markets yesterday at all to say, wow, maybe the downside is over with, and they're starting to sell the dip. They're starting to buy the dip. So that really hasn't materialized just yet. All right, so let's go right into the indexes. ES, we're at the lower end of the trend line. Support, as you can see, we hit it to the penny. Yesterday we bounced back up, and now today we're down in the pre-market about 350. So I like to see it probably, and I did it on an hourly chart, some fib work. Probably looking at 1440, 1450 would coincide nicely right here with these moving averages, and of course this middle trend line for resistance, and also make that lower high from this previous high. So we'll take a look at this. Let's take a look at the hourly, and we also have a couple of extensions. So right around here, 40ish, 47. That's going to be a little area that'll mark that 38-50%, right into that 38-50 percentile. 1947, 1950. Now we could get as far as 56, which would really be ideal. That'll come down bottom of this consolidation here on an hourly chart, and then really start to roll again and take out those lows. So we'll see what happens. But we got a little cluster going on here, and then we have the moving averages right up in this area here. So let's keep an eye on this area, 1947 to, let's call it 47 to 57. Okay, 50%, 61.7 would be ideal to get that, get a good short off once we get that sell signal. Okay, now let's go take a look at the diamonds. Again, diamonds again, dead cat bounce back up in here, and I would say right in here would be ideal for me anyway. I'll move some of these fib numbers. I just wanted to see that we would actually bear flagging here. And then IWM, same thing. You know, maybe another bear flag right into this area here, this trend, this support, and then fail. And then the next area would be this local low here at 107.34. Okay, but nothing exciting. You can see nothing exciting here yesterday. And then the transports, even worse. We have the 8 to 20, 34 to 50, all curling over. And yesterday's bounce was nothing at all. You could see that. So transports, our main leader of the 5 indices that we follow, are now breaking lower. Okay, so that's actually not good, along with the IWM. And lastly is the Qs. We got back above that 34. But now we're sitting back up here. Stronger than the other groups. Technology usually does pretty good in August and September, along with utilities. The worst is the banks. Banks financials, they do absolutely terrible in August. So we'll see what happens. Keep an eye on them for some short plays. All right, guys, that's pretty much it. Let's see what happens today, tomorrow. Again, quick recap. I am looking for a little bit of follow-through. Another push higher today. At one point today, I'd like to see the market start to roll over, maybe close at or near its opening, to give at the end of the day maybe unchanged, up or down slightly, and then start to roll over on Wednesday. Okay, if not, maybe additional follow through today, maybe a little push higher tomorrow, and then fail on Wednesday. But I'm looking for some failure here. All right, so what's my plans of trading? I'm not looking to short anything at the opening, especially that we're down 3.5 right now. I'd like to see a little more bounce, and then see it fail, and then roll over, and then get short. Okay, have a great day, everybody, and we'll speak to you tomorrow. Take care.